This is how we made our work flow better than ever with Monday.com.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever we find ourselves at this time. I'm grateful to God to be counted among the living, and I'm grateful that you are here with me. Now, there is something important I want to discuss here just shortly. and be all of this place and be all of this area. There is something called reconciliation, and I want to briefly discuss about this thing called reconciliation this evening on this all important platform of the Global Prayer Network Ministries TV. Although this place is not a political broadcasting system or it's just about religious events in and outside our community. And then, but we got to come to the place where we have to talk some sensitive issues when it comes to the country called Liberia. Or I don't know if I can really connect. I want to play certain video for us during the Liberia civil unrest. I want to play certain video for us. But after this, I will play that clip. I will go on Prophet Key page and play that clip. Why I decided to talk about the power of reconciliation and slash Liberia. There is something that we are hearing in the air concerning the late Senator Prince Ward Johnson. And these are issues that we have to look at critically, because it has to do with some with some sensitivity within our country, Liberia. And then we have to come back to the table of reconciliation, how we define reconciliation, and what are the processes we should go about to bring about the power of reconciliation in Liberia. Oh, I don't really know. There are some people among us, there are certain people in Liberia, they are not carrying the spirit of forgiveness. They don't understand the spirit of forgiveness. They don't understand the importance and significance of forgiveness, and we should reconcile and be joined back together. We have not come to that place of understanding. But this Liberia civil unrest, I think I was born and raised in Nima. My father was the principal for Unification School in Camfo, and my mother was a just market or businesswoman who used to sell in the market, and she and my father really met in Nima, and they got married and all that stuff. And today we are here. Let me tell you guys something. We left Nimba when the war erupted. We left Nimba 4 p.m. 4 p.m. April 11, 1990, when the rebel attack on Sanikule after they took over the war of Sanikule, and we escaped. That was the war that took us from there because we were all going to school there. But let me say this to us, that when this war started, our former president Samuel Kedo made a statement, and we who were living in Nima, he said something. He said that I want you people, or whoever, if I may be paraphrasing it, but whoever in Nima, their children, their family, their mothers, their whoever, they should pack on and leave now, or else it would not be easy for the Nibalians. Okay. And we were there, and we did not listen. We because we had nowhere to go. We had nowhere to go until April 11, 1990. The rebel drove us out of that area. But I was living there. We were in Sanikole. And when the Dore troop used to come from Monrovia and pass through Sanikole and go to where the war of fighting, or Logato, or how do you call it, place that Logato, somewhere, wherever to the bowler land, whichever bowler was it. So whenever these guys are coming back, they will bring some innocent body. And we who living in Sanikole, walking around in the street or home and thing, they will start to force people to go and bury those innocent people they killed while they were going to that war front, while they were coming from that war front. And this is what happened when Doe make that statement. Or I'm not telling you they say. I'm not telling you they say because we were in Sanikole. I'm not telling you say, oh, they say they put children in the truck, they brought them from Nima, they took them to Banga and they buried them. I'm not telling you they say. We were in Sanikole when they took those children the 13, 14, 16 years old, and 9 years old, 12 years old. I don't know how many were they in that truck. We don't know. And we thought that they were because of rescue purposes. They took those kids, they carried them to Banga Bonkande, and there where they buried them alive. And one of those guys who were involved in burying the children alive, he came to Brunswick after we escaped and we went Guinea for Guinea. We went to Monrovia. And I want to visit my older sister. Okay. And he came sitting there and just, I hearing children crying in my ear. A lot of noise in my ear, the babies and kids and crying in my ear. But he was one of those soldiers. He was one of the, he was part of the armed forces of the Republic of Liberia. But he wasn't sitting there, the children crying in my ear, because he was part of the team. He was part of the crew that took those people, children, from the bowler and went and buried them alive in Bonkante. They didn't reach them Monrovia. So listen, this platform is not the platform of, this is not a political platform. But what I'm saying here is that if that really happened to you who from Nima, and Nima County had only Prince Johnson, because at the time, or what was going on in the world, the educated men in Nima were being executed. They were killing them. They were using their own people to kill them, and this and this. So most of the educated people, they were executed. The Jackson Hebdo, our papa from Saningo, the Jackson Hebdo, or Moses Duopo, all of these educated men, they were being executed. Okay. So Prince Johnson was the only person that left. The late Prince Johnson was the only person that left and fought for his people. Prince Johnson was the only person that stood up when his grandchildren, when his family people were being buried alive on the mandate of the president at the time, Samuel Kayando. He was the only person that stood for them. He was the only man that stood for them. I'm not saying here today that I am in favor of what Prince. It's Prince Johnson business. His innocent folks that he could. I went against Prince Johnson when Prince Johnson executed Tikanso Rawa. We were in Sierra Leone as refugee at that border. We heard that Prince killed one guy named Tikanso Rawa. Why he killed Tikanso Rawa? Because Tikanso Rawa was a gay, according to Prince Johnson. That's what they said. Tikanso Rawa was a gay. So it's Prince Johnson business. But I want you to look at this thing critically, and you being a Nibadian or a Grangidian, and people just enter your town, bring all your babies, your grandchildren, and things, just slaughter them and leave them alive and bury them. What will you do? What will you do? You have to revenge for your people. If you love your people, you revenge for your people. You stand up for your people. So now, what I'm saying here is that what happened now, we're hearing that people are going to Simose Funeral Home. They want the body of Prince Johnson. They want to take the body of Prince Johnson to do what with the body. Nobody know what they want to do to the body. But I am here to talk about reconciliation. I'm here to clear the air to our Liberian people. Y'all don't give us another prayer point to be praying up and down here, organizing prayer meeting and all of these things. We are tired. We are tired. So if you guys can come to the place of reconciliation, if you guys can come to the place that we will all reconcile, it will not be a good thing for our country. And I want to read something here. A reconciliation in Liberia following the devastating Civil War, which was 1989 to 1997 and 1990 to 2000 or 2002, is vital for rebuilding the nation and fostering long-term peace. And I'll list a few things that we have to consider in the process of reconciliation. Number one, restoring trust among citizens. The reconciliation we are speaking about here has the ability to restore trust among us, among the citizens in Liberia. One, the Civil War deeply divided Liberian society along ethnic, political, and regional lines. Reconciliation helps. Reconciliation helps rebuild trust between communities that were torn apart, fostering national unity and mutual respect. We have to come to that place to foster national unity and mutual respect within Liberia if we want this country to go to the next level. We have to do that. So, in the power of reconciliation, is restoring the trust among us, among the citizens of Liberia. So, number two, when we talk about the power of reconciliation, healing emotional and psychological wounds. Okay. The second one, we talk about the power of reconciliation, and then we talk about restoring trust among citizens, the healing emotional and psychological wounds. How can we do this? The war left behind trauma from atrocities such as massacre, child soldier recruitment, and sexual violence. Reconciliation offers a pathway for victims and perpetrators to share their stories, receive acknowledgement of suffering, and work towards emotional healing. These are things that we must be attacking right now to heal emotional healing, to talk about healing emotional and psychological wounds, instead of talking about not coming together and building the future of Liberia. This is not fair to our children that are coming up, because our future, we who were growing up those days, our future was totally damaged. No school, no education. So the other time, let me just rest. Let me just stay right here on the healing, emotional, and the psychological wounds. I went to, or when this guy was living in Philadelphia, the late Thomas Deconti. What were you? When Thomas Degonti, who we were living in Philadelphia, I went to Thomas Degonti's house and I sat on there. I never met him face to face. I only used to hear a name, hear him on BBC and all of this kind of stuff. So I was opportune to have talked to him one on one while sitting down in his living room. So while we were there, I asked this guy a question. I asked Thomas, who you a question? I said to Thomas, I said, Papa, why you carry war to Liberia? I asked him. I personally asked him, excuse me. I said to him that, why you carry war to Liberia? As I personally asked Thomas, what were you? I said, Papa, why you carry war to Liberia? He said, the war was right for you people, for your future, for your destiny. I said, but my destiny was not in jeopardy. My destiny was not or anything, because my parents sent us to school and we were doing well. So I don't think the Civil War came to liberate me. I was not in prison. I was not in captivity. Okay. So he said to me that it was necessary. It was good for the Civil War to come. There are a lot of things that were going on, and this and this and that and that. They are asking the question. I said, but what are you doing here? Well, all these things, he said, because the people sent me and I did what I was told to do, and I did it. I came back to the country. Then we jumped on because he had a school called Rock International School. Then we left that topic. We went to talking about the religious aspect. So after I said, how's your school? He said, oh, we sold our school with this, with this. Then we jumped onto Juju. We jump onto Juju. Why would a pastor have Juju? He said he was trying to back himself because he was playing it. He was playing in it too. So what am I saying here is that we're talking about healing emotional and psychological wounds. We should come together under the canopy of reconciliation, Liberians, and let's discuss how we can push this country to the next level. Let us discuss how we can pray and take Liberia from where it is to the next level. Liberia was the prayer. Liberia was the gateway to West Africa those days. People came to Liberia from Ghana. People came to Liberia from Nigeria. They worked in Liberia and built huts in Ghana. When I was refugee in Ghana, I went Accra. Okay, we were stopping, not really was stopping, but the church we were in. We used to go and practice the choir. Sometimes used to go and practice in Accra. So the guy built that house while he was working in Liberia. He wrote on a Morovia house. He wrote on the house he built while working in Liberia. He wrote it there, Morovia house. This person that worked in Liberia when Liberia was at peace, he worked in Liberia and went and built his house in Ghana. So we have to come together under the canopy of reconciliation to build Liberia. Foster the best things that will help our nation. Not rejoicing because everybody play part in the Civil War. When I'm saying everybody play part, you may have not you didn't take gun. You didn't take gun to do anything. But let me tell you this. When my mom, I'm saying this because everyone was affected and people psychologically play part in the war at some point. Let me tell you this. It was my mom, my auntie, my brother, me, and my cousins and sister. We all were at the border in Sierra Leone, okay, as refugee when we left Guinea. So when the war hit Sierra Leone, the border, my mom, my auntie, my sister, my cousin, we had to walk from that border to the next area, to the next city they call Bo Gendema and Bo Kakwa. We walked from Bo Gendema to Bo Kakwa. And we sat down there waiting for car to go to Freetown, okay? To go to Freetown to escape the war. Do you know that there was a guy that was with us, okay? He came from the Geo tribe. And his mom, his sister, we were all together. Used to live somewhere on Ken Johnson Road. That guy, when it was there you go, it was Ase Carter, he and myself. We went to look for car. We want to look for vehicle to put our parents on it to take them to Sierra Leone. When we went there, we sat down because we were tired looking for car. What our parents were on the other side. We sat down there and resting so that we can go back. And they came, they took that guy from among us. Okay. When they took the guy from a moment from between, I'm sitting right here, my older brother sitting here, and okay, I'm sitting here, my older brother here, and the guy sitting between us. We slept in the classroom that day. Okay, that afternoon while resting, they took that guy from among us to carry that ball. Today, it was the time they were doing that at limo thing in Sierra Leone. They took that people's son from among us to carry him. When they came back, my brother myself, I jumped through the window. I'm saying this thing to say that these things have some serious psychological effect on us. Even when I came to this country, I was living 52nd Street, 52nd and Howard Ford Avenue, not far from Market Street. One time I upstairs sleeping, had saw, I think the truck hit against something, and the noise, I jumped down from that upstairs in backsaw, no shade. I jumped down. I came down the stairs, running through the door to run. I think I was thinking say that there was a war fighting. The people now attack this city again. So when I came to myself, I said, "Oh my God! Thank God this is not a war zone." I went by us there. You see the kind of trauma we were facing, I was suffering from. So they took that guy from among us. Today, we can see that guy. We can hear about that guy. And there was certain person, certain girl, he was friendly with, and the girl, because he was a girl boy and she was a crying girl. Because of that thing, they took that guy today. We can lay out on him. And when my brother and myself, because you got to, we kept walking. There was a ferry. There's a place that you have to cross over the ferry. Okay. So I was wearing a muscle and t-shirt, on a shirt, red or shorts with white sneakers. You understand? When we got to that place, I was the first that crossed the ferry. There was a bit specific. There was a Mandingo woman that pointed to my brother, say he rebel. This guy who's suffering that no one business, running from weapons, running from bullets, suffering. That guy, that woman pointed to my brother and said that he's rebel. I said, Kato, I'm calling his name. The Sierra Leonean soldier, they beat my brother mercilessly. And they just came for killing somebody. Okay? The woman pointed that boy or say he rebel, and she don't even know him. She don't even know him from nowhere. She pointed at that boy, my brother. I say, they beat my brother before, or his mother beat him mercilessly. He couldn't make it. So he advanced a gun. He told the guy, I said, leave, run. The guy couldn't run. He landed on there helpless. It was just by the grace of God. He didn't take his life. And we were fortunate to have entered several Freetown, and we came on River Adada. If anybody who were in that area knew about the ship called River Adada, we came on River Adada to Monrovia. How we went back to Ghana, went back to refugee camp, Ivory Coast, and all of that again. So what I'm not saying here is that healing emotional and psychological wounds, we need to come together. The war left behind trauma from atrocities such as massacre, child soldier recruitment, and sexual violence. Reconciliation offers a pathway for victims and perpetrators to share their stories, receive acknowledgement of suffering, and work together towards emotional healing. Why we can't come together to work on all of these things to take our country, Liberia, to the next level. But we are in the street rejoicing, on social media rejoicing, because this man died in his bathroom. They won't die in his bathroom. Oh, he was not a reverend. He was not this. He was not the one good thing I know about the Liberian people. One good thing I know about my Liberian people. Once God start to bless you, God start to lift you up. They're going way back to Charlie King time, where you suffer and came from. They're going back there to dig up things to come against you. That's how we look like. But we got to come to the place of reconciliation. We have to come to the place of reconciliation. Prince Johnson said, and Prince Johnson claimed to be the Moses of Nima. He redeemed his people. Okay, you think that if you went to see Moses funeral home and took this man badly, you're gang up because he executed door. You think all going to happen? Why you people think will happen? One of the renowned senator, okay, for Nima County, for life, senator for life. You went there to see Moses funeral home and take his body from there. What do you guys, you know what this infer? That what you guys want to bring back to the country. So we begging you people. We take God, those of us that are in the desperate, we take God to beg you people. Y'all leave this whole thing. Let the man people lay him to rest. Let that man be laid to rest in peace. He died in a peaceful way. Everybody sometimes will get heart attack. Y'all leave the whole thing. Let us come under the canopy of reconciliation and take Liberia to the next level. So when we talk about the power of reconciliation in Liberia, number 3, of rebuilding governance and institution. When we come to the power of reconciliation, it gives us the ability to rebuilding governance and institution. Number 1, reconciliation is a fundamental for strengthening institution weakened by the war. Okay, collaborative effort foster trust in governance, ensure equal representation, and build inclusive policies, and that prioritize national over individual or factional interests. We have to put away all of these things, and we will keep preaching what we term to be reconciliation. Rebuilding governance. This is one of the contributing factors to having reconciliation, to come under the canopy of reconciliation. Okay, so that we can be able to rebuild governance and institutions that were once destroyed by the civil unrest in our country. Number 4, we just spoke about number 4. Let me go back to number 3. I jump over number 3. Strengthening rule of laws and justice. Now, we say in post-war Liberia struggle with impunity for war crimes. Truth-telling and justice mechanisms such as the Truth Reconciliation Commission, the TRC, provide platforms for accountability. Why not perfect these? Why not perfect these processes are critical in addressing grievances and preventing future conflict. So that way we're supposed to prioritize the TRC. The Liberian people must prioritize the TRC. All those that got involved into this civil conflict that were pointing people, because those days when the people see you got big stomach, they say, oh, they may were working for the government, they'll kill you for no reason because you're looking good. Oh, they meant big stomach. That why the late Flomo say, oh, the people say they came for something, they came for do, but they came for the bad do, the bad, the kitchen, and all of these things. They came for all of these things. So the reconciliation, the true reconciliation, or that is the TRC. We got to come to this place. The country needs to come to the place and revamp TRC. Okay, people when they were talking about the war crime code, people were only focusing on Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson. They were focusing on Prince Johnson. Because Prince Johnson was not the only person that brought the war to Liberia. He was not the only person. If you studied the history or the story of the war, where the war started, Prince Johnson, they were coming with 150 rebels. Prince Johnson were coming with 150 rebels, and they all emerged with Charles Taylor, that had came and destroy that country called Liberia. So everybody must come to the place, who fought the war, who went against people, who took away innocent lives, who did this to the person, who burned the person's house. For me, our house was burned, and we even get property in Nima animal because they burned that thing down. So they must come to the table and talk about it and ask for forgiveness. And we all must forgive them. Whoever wronged you, whoever did this to you, we got to come to that place. Okay? That's the strengthening rule of law and justice. So post-war struggle with impunity for war crime, truth-telling and justice mechanism such as the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC, provide platform for accountability. While not perfect, these processes are critical in addressing grievances and preventing further conflict. So if we come to the place to prevent further conflict, we talk what you did, say what you did, okay, in the wartime. So I don't think if we come to the place or TRC and people talk what they did, I don't think we will be going back to the Simose funeral home to go and take Senator Johnson body from there and want to prove what. I'm telling you, Liberian people, you have to desist. We got to come to the place to love one another. While we are trying, we work our butt off in this country. We work if listen, if we work ourselves out in this country to give ourselves good living in Liberia when we retire tomorrow, to come back and sit at home, enjoy what we have worked for. That thing you're doing there, you come to the place of reconciliation, and you don't put our country back to place it shouldn't be going. Let bygone be bygone. Let everything be done accordingly. And let us desist from keeping this thing in our heart. This man did this, that man did this. If that man did that, the platform of TRC was established to address the issue that we all went through. To address the issue. Those that contributed to the atrocity, you bring them, let them discuss on that platform and apologize to their people. And apologize to the Liberian people. Then we'll have some sense of understanding that we shouldn't be doing this. Why? Because Prince Johnson fought for his people. He fought for his people. Prince Johnson fought for his people. When they collected all those children from Nima County, they put them in truck. They put them in the back of the truck. I'm from Nima. I live San Nicolas. I went to Martha Tupman Elementary School. I went to the Seventh-day Adventist School before the war came. We left that area. They took those children from Campley. I think it was Campley, the bowler, put them in truck, passed through San Nicolas, went and buried them alive. You think about you, what will you do? What will you do? What will you do if you have the opportunity? You will go after them. But we got to come to the place to let go. Now we got to come to the place to let go and let it be over. But it takes the TRC, Truth and Reconciliation, the platform is set. They got to revamp that platform, re-establish that platform to come back to it. Then we talk about the power of reconciliation. Let's look at the economy recovery and development. The war destroyed much of Liberia's infrastructure and economy. Reconciliation creates a stable environment necessary for economic growth, attracting investment and improving the quality of life for all citizens. A united nation is better positioned to pursue shared economical goals. UN have done a lot in that country to pursue the recovery and development when it comes to the economic stability of Liberia. Now, if we hearing the kind of news, hearing that we who got this non-profit and to invest in Liberia to become an employer, to have people working, if we hearing the kind of news because we from Liberia, so you think I would want to go back to invest in this country? I would not. Because we have people, oh, this man died, people, everybody there, oh, he died, we will go there, we will do this, we'll do that. This is not called for. This is not called for. The power of reconciliation, there are ingredients that is attached to the power of reconciliation that I'm talking about. Reconciliation, rebuild governance and institution. Reconciliation, reestablish the economic stability and development of a country. So fostering generational healing. That one of the aspects of the power of reconciliation. That is fostering generational healing. One, many young Liberians born during or after the war inherit the legacy of conflict. You see, many of us that were born or during the war inherit the legacy of conflict. While reconciliation teaches this generation the importance of forgiveness and peaceful coexistence, helping them move beyond inherited animosities. Why we are still going back to open wounds, to open this, to do that. Or I mean, the people that burned our house in Nimami, I forgive them. The people that did this to my family and this and that, we forgive them. Let it go. We let it go. We let it go. It's over. Okay? But those that committed serious atrocity, come to the place of the TRC and discuss it. Oh, we sorry, we this would have come together. Once we attack all of these ingredients that is attached to the process and power of reconciliation, I don't think in our mind we will want to go to St. Moses or funeral home to go and take the senator body because he was standing up for his people. That doesn't make no sense. So reconciliation, fostering generational healing. As I said, many young Liberians born during or after the war inherit the legacy of conflict. Reconciliation teaches. That's why you see today. That's why you see today, in the street, to I don't know what kind of party headquarters. You see these guys just come in the street throwing rocks at the police, attacking, violent, all here and this and here and that, because why they are inherited the conflict. Okay, they inherit the legacy of conflict in the country, so they don't care. So while those people they are behind, they carry on demonstration, they got the people in this country, they got the children in the country outside Liberia going to school, learning the best education. Because these folks that are there now who inherited the conflict of the legacy of the conflict that went on in Liberia, they got, so they're using them to carry on their demonstration, to carry on things. So when the Liberian government will come up with the TRC and let everybody go there who did this wrong, who did this, then we can re-establish whatever we have to establish in our country. Our fostering healing, fostering generational healing. So we want to look at cultural renewal and national identity. Now, one of the ingredients of the power of reconciliation, if we go back to the table and draw a plan how we can foster all of these things to bring our country to the place that it was once before. It was the place of attraction. It was a place of attraction to West Africa, to people outside the nation. Amen. So cultural renewal and national identity. Now, one of the importance of the power of reconciliation. So the war disrupted Liberia's cultural fabric. Reconciliation provides an opportunity to revive cultural practices, traditions, and symbols of unity, helping the nation reclaim its shared identity that honor its diverse heritage. We got to come to that area. We should talk about building our cultural and national identity, our tradition. Look, let me tell you guys something. You see, those days when we were living, when we were growing up, to even see a female knee, I ain't even talking about her knee before I talk about showing her thigh. To just see a lady knee cap, okay, before I will tell you, say showing her thigh. Now, they're walking and disrupted the culture of Liberia. Disrupted the fabric, the cultural fabric of our nation. Liberian women, our girls, our sister, these people were one of the best women to ever date. Our Liberian sister. Because the people, the parents placed value in them. Men, when our sister went to refugee camp, men, the people were leaving their wives, they were divorcing their wives to follow our Liberian sisters because they were so decent. They were so polite. They were so beautiful. They were so cute. They were people full of discipline because of the fabric culture that our people instill into our sisters when they left the comfort of Liberia, when they walk in. They went out. We were in refugee camp. We were in Guinea. We were in Ghana. We were in Nigeria. We were in Sierra Leone. All these areas, our sisters, they were well valued. Beautiful. Now, the war came and what? The war disrupted Liberians' culture, fabric. Reconciliation provides an opportunity to revive our cultural practices, tradition, and symbols of unity, helping the nation reclaim its shared identity that honor its diverse heritage. Our sisters have said this. So beautiful, so clean going out. You didn't see them dressing anyhow until they went out there, because there was no discipline anymore. They started to do all kinds of things today. They are coming on social media with no moral and cursing, all kind of nonsense they are saying on social media, because they are inherited, or how you call it, they are inherited or the legacy of the conflict. So every one of them naked. Majority of them naked. They put their value away now. So they don't recognize their own value. So we have to come to that area when it comes to reconciliation, to instill the discipline in those kids that inherited the conflict in Liberia. We got to come back to that area instead of us talking about all this nonsense. Carry the mindset of development, carry the mindset of rebuilding, reconstruction, and doing a business in Liberia, doing this and all of these things. We have to develop that mindset. We got to come back to the fabrics of our culture. What can we do? How can we do this? Let us come together. We in the desperate. What can we do? What institution can we build? What can we do? But people sit here and they on social media and talking nonsense instead of them coming up or strategizing ways and means to develop their own country, to be a contributor to the process of development. They are refusing, but it's sitting down or talking nonsense on social media that is not necessary for us to be discussing. So we talk about the steps towards reconciliation. We're looking at the step towards, that's the last aspect I'm coming to. I'm going to be off for here very soon, almost 10 o'clock. Then we look at the step towards toward reconciliation. 1, grassroots efforts, community dialogues, meditation, and traditional conflict resolution mentors. So what can we do from grassroots effort? For me, I'm a nonprofit man, and I run a ministry called the Global Prayer Network and the GPN Supported Services. The GPN Supported Services, the function and of the GPN Supported Services, we try to open a rehabilitation center to rehabilitate our folks that are suffering from drugs, because my lay brother also got affected from that. So it really on my mind to help other folks before they get caught up into it. So we should come to community dialogue. This is a step towards reconciliation. Come to community dialogue. What the parliament chief can do in our village. What can he do to bring his people together? Then we'll talk about national unity programs, education on the wars, history, and the importance of peace. So, like I get Dr. Ebenezer Vaughn, who established peace and education. He went to Liberia. He tried to put it in the curriculum of the school system, but they fought him out. They fought him in every way. He was unsuccessful to place that curriculum within the Liberia school system. They did not do it. So, and this is one of the main things, national and unity programs should be instituted in our school system to teach these folks that are coming, to tell them this is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. You don't want to go the path and educate them. So that's why we call the national unity programs and education on wars, history, and the importance of peace. We should start building it in our children. The next step, justice mechanism. Justice mechanism has to do with the TRC as well. So justice mechanism, prosecution of war criminals were possible alongside reparation and restorative justice initiative. All of these things must be in place. Okay, if what happened, we come and say, oh, look, they man did this, he did this, he died, and that, then that's what we call justice mechanism should be put in place, prosecution of war crimes or where possible along the line that people will also pay for what they did and all of these things. So we talk about the involvement of youth and women, ensuring the participation of all societal groups in the reconciliation process. Everybody, the youth, the involvement of the girls, the young girl, the young boy, and whoever across the nation, we got to come to the area and start going from doors to doors and telling people the power of reconciliation. It's okay. This one, we're going to be having a prayer service in Liberia call. It's under the theme, the power of reconciliation. We'll keep preaching peace. We'll keep preaching the power of reconciliation so that the country can get stable, so that the country can come to the place that we all will go back tomorrow. Look, we all will go back tomorrow and build this place and build Liberia and make our community to be a healthy place for everybody. You say that you want to get the best of air, you want to get the best of air where you got here and you carry back home. That's what we want. So we have labor, we have suffered a lot. We work in this country. I think some of us are saying, since we've been in the country, some of us are saying more than $1 million to Liberia. More than $1 million. Some of us trying to get a project. Some of us trying to become an employer, to help people, to get them to be involved, to take the mind off of these things. Some of us trying to. Now, if you want to help the youth in Liberia, if you want to help the youth in Liberia right now, what you can do, you're waiting for 2029 before you start spending money, before you start helping people. Let me tell you, politicians, and what you should do. The folks that you guys get at your party headquarters causing commotion in the street, that throwing rocks at police and everyday demonstration, everyday riot, and all of this nonsense. Folks are in the drugs. Folks are in the drugs house. Folks are this. Let me give you one good sense in your head. Those are you people that are waiting for 2029 before you get in the street to say you're campaigning. Change your party headquarters to a workshop. Change your party headquarters now before waiting for 2029. Change your party headquarters and establish a foundation to start helping those guys to get at your party headquarters, giving them skills, giving them the opportunity to learn how to sew, how to build, how to let them become computer analysts, and all of these things. Start now at your party headquarters. Start training them. So 2029, when you come to power, you will have better society. You will have better community. Because all of these folks you have educated, they will run with you and you will be able to put them to places to work for themselves. And your government will be a smooth government. People will want to come to invest in your government. But this time you ain't doing nothing. You're only waiting for 2029 to run campaign to how you call it, sir? To plan evil in a man to be running in the street to go against the government, the current government. Leave the current government. Leave the current government. You just talk your politics and on table and this and this. But what you should be doing now, any one of you guys that are running, who planning to run 2029, look at Prince Johnson. All the things you're talking about, Prince Johnson and this and that and that. Look, the university he built in Ghana that the community benefiting from today. The legacy he left behind. The legacy he left behind for his people. Why are they wanting to go take body from St. Moses funeral? Look at the legacy he left with his people. Look the record that he set. So you wanting now to be president 2029? Me, I'm not a politician. If I'm a politician, that's what I'll be doing right now. That's what I'll be fighting for to do. If I was a politician, I'm going to Liberia if I and God didn't call me there. If I was a politician, I'm going to Liberia to open an institution based on the factors of reconciliation. All these ingredients that we just read about on our reconciliation. Take one, go to Liberia, build an institution, build the economy, build lives, open school, or establish a foundation and train those folks that inherited the legacy of the war. Train them, take it from the mind. And 2029, when you put your hand up to say you want to be president, they will all vote for you. They will all run for you. You understand? And all of those guys you have educated from your foundation, from your non-profit organization, then they will start to work. They will become useful people in the society. They will become useful in the society. But you got your children in this country going to school. You got your children outside Liberia going to school. And you inciting them every day. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll demonstrate. We'll do this. So I don't blame them. I don't blame them because these folks, we'll talk about fostering generational healing. So these folks, why the politician today, they sitting down on our youth, because many young Liberians born during or after the war inherit the legacy of conflict. So it is conflict in them. So these politicians, they know that because they are smart. They know these things, so they use the inherited conflict these kids are carrying. They insert violence into them. They are all in the street. They don't care. So instead of you inciting violence to carry on demonstration against your current opponent, you got to open or some kind of school. Okay, train them. You are capable. You got the money. Train them. If you love your country, train these folks. Take them for on drugs. Go there, clean them, put them in an institution. Let them learn something about computer. Let them learn something about peace building. Let them learn something that will benefit your administration since you want to run 2029. That's what you should be doing. If I was a politician, if I want to run to be president, even it would take 100 years, 10 years, but I am not a politician. I will start to do that, building institution and cleaning my brothers and sisters and telling them the importance of the life, telling them how their life important in the society. But don't use generational, don't use the inherited legacy of war. You set that on there and you use them to keep them to wear some kind of party headquarters, and they are causing commotion in the street all the time. I don't think it's fair to the youth of Liberia. I don't think it's fair. Don't use that weapon to go against them. You should be able to establish some institution to start training them. 2029, when you become president, it will be in your own favor. It will be good for you because you have a lot of educated people in your government. You have a lot of educated youth that are already trained with skills, have the ability to do everything they have learned from what you established. Then we'll clap for you. Sensible, you get sense. That means you love your country. So I want to take this time to bless the Almighty God for opening this platform for us. And we got I don't know why this thing keep disappearing from this platform. I got to get it out. We want to bless God so much for this platform, and thank you for watching. When you come across the video, share this video. And my lives take on here. While we are here, while Liberia has made a strive towards peace, peace, sustained reconciliation requires commitment from the government, civil society, and international partners. By addressing the wounds of the past, the nation can secure a more unified and prosperous future. So that's my take on from what we talk about here tonight, the power of reconciliation. Let us stop. Let us come to the place, because we all were hurt sometime. We spent, the war took us from where our comfort zone took us to places. Some of us nearly died in the war, bullet flying around our ear and all the kind of thing. And all of these things, we went to Ivory Coast refugee camp again. The bandits, they gang us upon us. Our girlfriend, our children were raped. They were beating them all around. We got to put our left on the line to defend them. We don't want that happening again, because we that were in this refugee camp, from one camp to another camp, it was not an easy thing for us, and we don't want that. Some of those days when we were in Banga, going to Banga, Maryland, people coming from school, say, "Oh, like, you guys want to learn book here? You guys think you know book? You will get arrested, force you in car, and you got to run away because of your life." We don't want these things to be happening again. So we pray to God, your leave Senator Johnson. Let he be buried in peace. Let the country come to the place. Just leave the dead man alone. Senator Johnson died in peace. Okay? If you say Prince Johnson was not, or he was not a faithful man, he was not a faithful servant, I'm not here to judge him. They left with he and God. All I know, Senator Johnson was a pastor. Senator Johnson was a reverend. And I heard one time I was sitting down with one guy who was talking about Senator Johnson. He said that man used to let God business. That man used to go on the beach and be praying. And he was seeking the face of God. He used to pray every day. He used to be praying. You know what that man been with his spiritual life. Y'all don't know how far he came with his life. Okay? And God called him. Just leave that man alone. Let that man go rest. And y'all don't even try that thing to say, "Oh, you're going there to go and do this with body and this and this." Y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that. Because those are you guys from that area who planning to do anything cracky. Y'all know I want the Valiant brother. They don't back down. Y'all know them. They don't bend their head down. Once they going in, they going in. So you don't try it. Let everybody come to the table of reconciliation. So we don't want that. You don't give us prayer point to be praying again. We're tired. All we need to be praying for to have a stable development that will employ our youth, will do this for our children in Liberia that are coming up. So those ones that are inherited the conflict from the war and they are running with it, it is our burning responsibility to deliver them from that conflict. They inherited during the Civil War. So I take God to appeal to every one of us. If you come across the video, please make it your burning duty to share this video. God bless you and have a wonderful and a blessed Tuesday evening. And don't forget, if you have the opportunity, join us tomorrow on our prayer line, the Witching War prayer line. We'll be on the Witching War prayer line tomorrow morning, and I will be conducting prayer. I'll be conducting prayer tomorrow morning by the special grace of God, and Wednesday evening or tomorrow morning from 7 to 8 o'clock, 1 hour prayer time. So join us if you have the time. We're going to be on there and share the video, and we're going to be on there talking about the power of prayer, what it takes to pray. So we are praying that Liberia will get better and everything will be okay for us. So join us tomorrow morning from 7 to 8 a.m. and then from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Wednesday evening, and then Friday the same time. And we're going to be there. And we're going to be having an all-night December 13th. If you are living around the Newark area, or join us for the all-night service. I mean, you're going to be powerful. We're going to be there 10 from 10 as the Holy Spirit leads us. We're going to be there all night. If we're leaving from that 6, we're going to leave from that 6. We're going to leave from that 8 o'clock. But we start by 10 a.m. We're going to start 10 p.m. to maybe 6 a.m. or whatever a.m. it's going to be. But I want to encourage you people, pray for your nation, pray for your children who came across all of these conflict in Liberia, who inherited all of these things, and you left them back there and they are still operating on the inherited conflict. So let us try to pray for them and remember them. If you have the opportunity right now, the non-profit that we run right now, we get 1,000 copybooks, 1,000 copybooks to take to Liberia in a barrel to carry to the underprivileged school. That's what we are doing, my wife and myself, the non-profit we're running. We got 1,000. One of our ministers have given so much. I think she have given about 300 pieces of assorted copybooks. We got them in a barrel. Yesterday, I was packing them in a barrel, getting ready to ship next month to Liberia. I caught a cold and I caught fever because my door was open while I was coming in and out. So we got 1,000. We need more. It is for underprivileged school. Okay, we're not giving it to no teacher. We're not giving it to no principal because we know you will start sending it to the student. So we go in there, ask you, we are here to do this. If you gave us the permission, let the children come up with distribute on them. So right now, that's what we are doing. We are doing it all of our. We are not soliciting funds to do that. Or the little thing God gave us, we share. We try to do this, and by the grace of God, we are trying our possible best to contribute to the development of Liberia. So now we're starting with the school system. We got 1,000 copybooks. 1,000. When I get late 1 cent, my wife get late 1 cent. She'll say, honey, I sent you this money. I will go to Walmart right here, or I go online and order a Walmart, drop it off, I go and pick it up. I left doing it almost like 6 months. We got 1,000 pieces in that Sunday with the pencil, everything. Let me show you guys something before I can leave. Give me 1 minute, people. Oh. Jesus, oh, say, aye, aye, aye. You see what I'm talking about? You see what we did here? We custom make this. You see, let me show it to the camera. I don't think you'll be able to see it that clear. But I'm gonna read what we wrote on there. Help. This is what we said on this pencil, custom made pencil, right? We shall help support our K School project, West Africa, Liberia, sponsored by the Global Prayer Network and the Born to Praise Ministry So this is what we carry into Liberia. Then on the one here, it says, fine. The one says, education is the key to this country, Liberia, and are sponsored by the Global Prayer Network and the Born to Praise Ministry. So this is what we got still in that barrel, and this is what we have bought. Okay, so we want to help our country. We want to be a blessing to our country. We got more than 1,000 pieces of this, and there should be like maybe 500. We got some in there, and this is going to Liberia. Okay, for our project next year by the grace of God, carrying it to honor privileged school to distribute it to them, give it to them. Though we don't have to say we'll pay your school fees, we'll do this. We don't have, but we will be able to give you something to write on that will lessen the burden for your mom, for your dad, not to pay, not to go and buy extra copybooks and things for you. So we got this for you people. Don't worry. So we asked our ambassador to earmark schools that we will go to and distribute all of this in 1,000 pieces of this. So this is how we want to contribute to the development process and to those folks and tell them what we can do and organize workshop and all of these things. And I believe in God so much that we'll organize one of the biggest workshop to educate our children on what we just discussed on conflict or resolution and how can we foster peace and to live with it to avoid future conflict. So this is our plan. This is what we are doing. So until then, God bless you and have a wonderful and a beautiful before I leave, I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to all of you guys who remember me during my 21st birthday. I turned 21 days gone, November 29. I turned 21. So I want to thank God so much for you people who remember me, my wife or my daughter. You see, this gift. The child even working. She have a bad gift for my dad. You see here? She bought me the gift. She bought this. I'm showing it. She bought this. And it was so beautiful. She done working. She's in college. She was laughing at me. This is what she said. She said, you won't get no gift. The only gift you get, you're gonna get prayer. You're gonna get prayer and hope. That prayer and hope is a gift. And that morning I was in bed, she hugged me. Happy birthday, Bishop, and she gave me this. So it's a beautiful thing. You know, we're getting old now. We gotta cherish all our folks. And I thank God for my wife because the gift she gave, man, is so big. I can't wait. So, people of God, let us remember our youth, our children in Liberia. You know, let us try to help them. If you have the upper hand, liaise with business people in America, talk to them to open schools. You know, let them help. Not only going by sharing money to them, it will not help them. Open some institution, train them, open a computer school, open a daycare. You know, it will help our community. Let's teach them what went on. And then you don't have to, we don't have to rely on the government. We don't have to rely on the government. We can do it by the grace of God. Get your friends, get to your constituent where you're from in New Jersey, get to your local or representative, discuss with him what you want to do to your help to become a positive externalities in your country. Get to them, talk to them. I mean, go and help Liberia. So this is what we should be advocating for, not coming on social media, dancing naked, all the kind of thing, Liberian women. The fabric of our culture. It have left our Liberian sisters. But when we start to teach the one that are coming up, they will not want to follow this stuff. So get around people, talk to people. So establish a non-profit. If you want to establish a non-profit, let me know. I've been in the non-profit business too long, and by the grace of God, I have learned a lot. I write 501c. I help people to get a 501c and your local state document, all of these things. I can help you get all of these documents. So if you want to establish a non-profit, get to me, you know, get in my inbox, send it to me. I will show you the way. I will help you. I will not charge you any money because some people charging 1,500 for 501c. You just pay the fees to Eternal Revenue, and then I read all your paper for you. You get your 501c, your article of incorporation. I'll do that for you as well. You're going to be in your state registered document from the Secretary of State. I can do all of that for you, and you get your document so that you can be able to help your brothers and sisters back home. So I encourage you, do it. Don't insert violence into them. Don't talk positive things to them. You see, when I came to this country, the first thing that I heard was from one of my friends. We went to school together, called him Samuel Galawolo. Now he Dr. Samuel Galawolo Goa. He went to school, and he was the first person that spoke to me because we were going to school in Banga. We used to sing in the choir together. He said, Dek, my man, the country you enter, the way you suffer on Budubron camp, The sky is your limit. You can make it. It was the first thing that went in my ear, a bit of flesh in me. Nobody kidding me, but man, the country here now, somebody already on drugs. They have eaten their future with drugs, from J in J and all of J, all that kind of thing, with all 100 children support all on them. It was not the kind of person that I met, but the person that I met, they encouraged me. I mean, you can make it. And look, the positive thing, the first thing that I ever heard in my ear, I mean, a bit of flesh in me. So I want to bless God so much. And my cousin too, he told me, he said, my man, if you go working, do one course at a time. Do one. You will finish it. One, just keep doing one. Every semester, do one. I mean, encourage me. And I never understood the American, the APA format of writing, all these things. And he started teaching me the way. If you come in this country, you meet positive people who talk positive things in your ear, it will rest in you. But when you say that among the ghetto people work in and out of prison on drugs and all of these things, facing deportation, you put your life in trouble. So I want to bless God so much for us. Let us come to the place to be able to help our brothers and sisters back home from the inherited conflict, and they are running with it. And these so-called politicians, they know these things, so they are using that platform to use these folks to carry on demonstration all the time. So we who not politicians, we who God has called to this platform to preach reconciliation, to preach of forgiveness, to preach repentance, we got to do what we have to do. So let us come together and build our nation that it will once more be attractive to international community. God bless you. And thanks for watching. Have a wonderful time.